Okay, we've got one more to go. Let's get this done. The Mistlands are behind me, but there is still one more biome to defeat. Can you beat Valheim with no map and no portals? With the Queen defeated and my memories of the Mistlands still haunting my dreams, it is now time to push towards the land of fire and ash. As I sailed back, I settled on my strat. With how dangerous the Ashlands are, I'm accepting the fact that I'm going to have to actually move an entire base there. I won't be able to portal in and out, so I have to take everything I possibly can. However, with this being the last biome and the finishing line so close, I know I only need to bring the bare essentials. Should be possible in one trip, possibly two. The problem I have to deal with immediately is establishing a foothold there. You see, landing on the Ashlands can only be described as the magical Viking version of D-Day. As for how I'm going to do that, I think the easiest way will be to use magic. With everything from shields to slows to AoE burns, magic really is an OP combat style. Also with the Dead Razor, I'll be able to summon ads that will distract the bad guys. Kind of a big deal, but I haven't done anything with magic yet, so I craft some gear and food and begin training the skills. Blood magic takes forever, but it is also extremely AFK friendly. Find a dwarf nest, build a platform, summon and destroy ads until you get the bow variant, then let them shoot away. Does it take forever? Yes. Is it super chill? Very much so. The other magic school is also simple. If you can get a stone golem into a pit, you can shoot him almost endlessly for free XP, as XP is awarded based on hit, not damage done. Build a little base with the fire for perma-rested bonus. Eventually both skills are at the 40-ish level, which is good enough for me. I then take a week in preparation for sailing. Not that it actually took me a week, that just took a few hours combing through and making my list of stuff to bring. Mostly I was just too nervous to sail, because dying and losing all of my shiz, well, I wasn't exactly anxious to do it. But eventually my boat was filled to the brim, I decided it was time to get it over with and sailed south. I make note of the tree as I wanted to do my best to sail down the middle of the map, as that's where most Ashlands will be. Will I hit the exact middle? Probably not, but it's worth an attempt using the tree as reference. The voyage south, surprising to no one, takes forever. I even hit fog several times, which is just the absolute worst. But continuously looking back, I know I'm heading in the right direction. Eventually, a massive Mistlands continent forces me to veer southwest. And as I come around the bend, I see the water start to change color, and I see the ominous spires in the distance. I have arrived. I start sailing east as I'm still determined to sail down the middle as close as I can. But I'll be honest, it's tough to gauge from this far away. There is Mistlands here, which I don't want to land on cause F that place, so I decide to continue sailing east, hoping to find another biome from which to launch my invasion. I sail past another floating testicle, find a patch of plains, and decide that it is from here that I will head to the Ashlands. I make a little shelter, burn some pesky neighbors, and sail. With my first landing being secure, I change my underwear and immediately begin construction of an earth wall around the beach. This is not a permanent base. This is merely my attempt at a safe haven for sailing in and out. Grateful that I had packed enough stone, my little base is eventually mostly secured and I start to look outwards. My main goal is to find a fortress and use the host strat to cheese my way inside. You see, the gates and wall are indestructible to everything that is not siege weapons. Building and using said siege weapons makes them practically useless as it destroys the otherwise indestructible gates. But building a stone mound gets you just high enough to jump on top of the walls, which once it has been cleared, leaves you with the best base defenses money can buy. The fortresses are marked by a big green pillar of light that shoots up into the sky. Using magic, you can shoot the catapult thingies from afar. Then you can go up, build a workbench, and build yourself a nice little stone tower, allowing you to leap inside. Run around the wall, destroy the summoning piles, and kill the warlocks. Let me tell you, fighting a 1-star warlock on your first fortress sucks. But run around long enough and you'll get there. This beauty of a base is just a little bit inland from where I landed. I then dug down, digging as far as I could go. With the base being indestructible but also only having a certain amount of space, I want to maximize that by digging down, giving me the ability to make multiple levels if I desire. I take breaks from the mining by going back to the ship and slowly but surely bringing my large amount of materials. Yes, each trip back and forth is like grocery shopping during the zombie apocalypse, but it doesn't feel bad when using magic, and quite frankly, compared to the Mistlands, I feel like I'm in heaven. I really don't like that biome. I mine and I mine and I mine away, but eventually I get there and now I have the foundations of a really solid base. Oh, and fun fact, my magic flames had somehow managed to destroy some of the chests inside the tower, which dropped some of those elemental gems and flametal ore outside the tower. It's convenient for the plot, but we take those freebies. I craft a siege engine, break open the tower, loot the chests, and place my shield generator dead in the center. Now we are cooking. I was able to bring a lot of stuff, crafting tables and their upgrades, but unfortunately I did not have enough room to bring my kitchen, and we are starting to get low on food. Refusing to starve, I decide to head back. On my way out, several bone maws want to play. Seeing that they have chicken pox, I decide to opt out, saying that I was grounded for stealing a bottle of soda. I decide to take the eastern route around this massive continent home, and it's way better, way more straightforward. A serpent wants to play tag, but gives up because I'm too fast for him. I load up my kitchen and whatever other materials I think I need, including a buttload of wood, and begin sailing back for the last time. There is no going back now, unless I have to, then I'll go back. For those who may be wondering, it's about 25 minutes of sailing with good wind. I pass by the multiple bone maws who are pissed that I lied about being grounded, but they are no match for my ability to bravely run away. With my kitchen up and running, it's now time to grind. Here's the thing with the Ashlands. Yes, you can't go 10 feet without being interrupted by multiple third world scammers trying to pawn off their crappy bracelets, but the biome is also remarkably dense. You can farm pretty much all of the materials you need to get Ashlands equipment pretty much within eyesight of wherever you set up camp. The only thing you may have to wander for are multiple fortresses for the gems and bell fragments. If you find one close to a bunch of lava, honestly, that's all you need. It's a really nice change of pace to not have to travel a lot to farm, considering this whole playthrough has been traveling a lot. Now granted, it's a battle every time I leave the walls, but magic is OP, and I just look at it as denizens bringing materials to me. One of the few things on my bucket list after making a couple rounds of just going out, killing, and looting stuff is to tame a 1-star Askvin. A 2-star would be nice, but honestly, at this point, with how close I am to being done, I'm fine with just finding a 1-star. I build a little earth paddock by my base, find the lovely 1-star Sheila, and let them tame as I AFK. We've done this before. Once we get a few 1-star eggs, we set them loose in the base to populate and lay more eggs. We then begin storing those extra eggs for a fun surprise. As my lava lizards continue to breed, I head back out, fight more bad guys, as that's what you do in this biome. You just fight, all the time. There are a few flametal pillars in the lava right next to my base, so I use those bomb thingies to travel across the lava and begin mining. By the way, I'm a huge fan of the changes to flametal pillars. The whole timer thing sucked. After I mine a few pillars from the nearby area, I have pretty much all the flametal I need for this run. Kind of annoying having to fight everywhere you go, but you don't have to go far to get what you need. I wish interesting things were happening, but honestly, everything is going to plan. No hiccups, no disasters, no near-death experiences, just taking it slow and steady. Magicking away and farming ore, mats from mobs, and eggs from my Askvin. Make no mistake, it's taken hours, but looking back at the footage, well, it's so repetitive. I don't know how else to describe it. Magic is OP, but I decide to go back to melee once I'm able to craft the Flametal set. For one, it looks freaking awesome. For two, I'm honestly starting to run low on Eider foods, as I was only able to bring so much sap. Magic got me this far, but now it's time to don the armors of the Inferno and test my metal. It's great. Ashlands gear with Ashlands food, and all of a sudden I feel like I can take on pretty much anything the biome can throw at me. The electric gem also makes fighting packs super simple. A simple but effective way of making melee combat relevant again compared to magic. Taking on Morgans in their den feels great. Pop a bone mass and fortresses basically fall over as you face take everything while walking towards them menacingly. There are a few more fortresses to the southeast of my base that I clear, and with that, I have all the bell fragments I need. It's now time to look for Fader. I'm hoping he is on the same continent as me and not one of the ones to the east or west, but the only way I'm going to find out is by walking around. Navigating hasn't been a problem so far, as I haven't had to wander too far in order to farm everything I need. You can still see the tree in the horizon if you get up far enough, so I'm always able to know which way north is. Because of that, I should be able to get a good outline of the land if I follow the shoreline. My thought process is this: follow the shoreline east until it starts turning south, then follow the shoreline south until it starts turning west again. From that point, I will use my trusty hoe to carve paths northward and southward again, slowly but surely exploring the landmass in its entirety. Of course, a Vegvisser would be nice, but I'm not banking on it. The paths won't have to be too close together, because thankfully the arena for Fader is literally that, a giant arena that you can see from a distance. I should see it long before I stumble into it. It's not exactly hard to miss. I also decide to head east for another reason. Every other boss, the Elder, Bone Mass, Yagluth, the Queen, even Motor technically, have been to the east. Will that be the case this time? Well, I'm banking on it. I know a pattern when I see one. The trip takes a while, but thankfully I'm able to use the entrances of Morgan Caves to regain my rested buff. When night falls, I find a place to sneak and AFK. Ashland's food is abundant, so I don't mind. Eventually the land curves south, then eventually west again. I run west for a bit, then I start my first path northward. Yep, I found it. On my very first path being carved northward. Going east was the right call. It's loaded with bad guys who almost kill me through bone mass, but health potions save the day. There is a nearby Flametal pillar, which I climbed to the very top of. Confirming the direction north, I now know where to go. Triumphantly, I carve my path towards the northern shoreline. My strat is to head back to base, grab everything I need, and head back. Again, I can't go 20 freaking seconds without being swarmed by a legion of metal enthusiasts. But they are no match for the Dark Knight. Many won battles later, and I make it to the northern shoreline. I mark up the area plenty, and then begin the trek back home. The first path took about 30 minutes to make, so I'm glad I didn't have to make dozens of those suckers. With victory within my grasp, more than 200 hours of playtime, traveling across the ends of the earth and back again, and forth again, and back again, so many times, it has brought me to this moment, and I think I deserve the easy way out. I gather up a bunch of Askvin eggs, head back to the arena, build a base, incubate the eggs, make several rounds around the arena, killing all spawns and anything else that might get in my way. Let them hatch into wee little lads, let the wee little lads grow into an army of monsters, give my army of minions the magic shield, throw up the magic food, and summon the Emerald Flame. Thank you all for watching this series. It was a ton of fun to play and to write. Looking back, I'm glad I did it. I've always wanted to try out making videos of stuff I enjoy, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Looking to the future, I'm excited to make more challenge videos and series, many involving Valheim, many involving other games I enjoy. My next Valheim series is already cooking up even as you see this, and I've got a few videos for other games coming along soon. If you like the idea of that, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll also be taking ideas on challenges to do. My ideas for future challenges involve some of my all-time favorite games: Skyrim, Palworld, Fable and its sequels, Baldur's Gate 3, Valheim of course, and a few others. If you have any games that you would like me to try, let me know. My next video will be out a week from the release of this video, so don't expect me to slow down anytime soon. Spoiler alert, it's another survival game that Pokemon wishes it had been. The game Nintendo threw a legal temper tantrum against when it had a lot of success. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next week. Peace!